everyone, and welcome to our Wanderers of Weird podcast. I tried real hard to say that correctly on my own with no help.
It is a hard word to say.
It is. Of course, we would pick like the hardest damn name for a podcast.
It's such a cool name.
It really is.
Like, as soon as you said it to me one day, I was just like, I couldn't stop thinking about the name.
Sometimes even a blind squirrel finds a nut, guys. But so this week we're going. We're in the midst of the Christmas grind. Everything's holly and jolly.
I put my Christmas tree up.
Nice.
It's by the time you're hearing this, it's been up for a while.
Yeah. Well, it is currently December 3rd. We're recording a couple ahead of time, and
just to get us through the holiday season.
Right. So we're not trying to rush around and do holiday festivities and then also trying to make time to do this. So we're recording a little bit early on, but as of today, my tree has not been put up, and there is no ETA of when that is going to happen.
I rearranged my whole living room for this.
I've already rearranged my living room for it, but I didn't
even put my tree where I originally...
No, you didn't. I do like the way you did your living room, though.
It looks nice. I really like it.
But so we're gonna talk to you a little bit today about a different take on the Christmas season. I do, as we've stated before, want to put this disclaimer out there that we are by no means trying to inflict any of our personal beliefs or anything on you guys. What we talk about may not even be what we believe. We're just trying to give you guys a different perspective, kind of, broaden your horizons. Not necessarily try to make you guys believe in what we're talking about, but kind of give you a different story, different take on everything that we possibly can.
Right.
We're just, just trying to...
broaden your horizons. There
we go. That's it. I don't want anyone to get offended by anything that is said by us. If there is something that is said about something that you may believe in that you don't necessarily agree with, you know what? That's okay. And we're sorry if we do offend. But, the world goes round because there are different people. There's different types of people, and everything out there helps the world go round.
Right.
Not everybody's the same. It'd be awfully damn boring if everybody all believed the same shit.
Right. Yeah. I'm a firm believer in you don't have to believe what I believe. Don't make me try to believe what you believe. It's totally cool that we believe different things.
We can agree to disagree on a lot.
Right.
And that's fine. Brittany and I don't believe in all the same shit.
As long as it's not hurting anybody.
Right.
You do you.
Be a good person.
Right. Just be a good person.
Brittany and I have been friends for almost, 20 years now?
Yeah.
We're coming up on it. And,
I think both of us have been through
so many phases.
So, yeah. And experiences that have changed our perspectives and beliefs on things.
But we still don't believe in the same things necessarily. And we don't agree about everything.
Yeah.
I will tell you, she and I, being friends as long as we've been friends, have never had like an all-out argument, fight, knockdown, drag out, because we both understand that we're not going to agree on everything.
It's totally fine that we're not the same person, and
so hit us up if you're offended. Hit us up.
Yeah.
Let us know. Let us
know like what we've said that was offensive,
so that we can correct it.
Yeah.
And apologize if need be.
Because we're not trying to be offensive.
Not.
We're just trying to be educational.
Absolutely.
And we're not trying to sit here and be like, what you believe is wrong.
No.
You need to believe what we believe. No. You just do you. And be nice.
But anyway, so we're going to talk a little bit today about the Norse pagan version of the holiday Yule. Which is cool. I got really excited about this episode. My husband and I were really big fans of that show Vikings.
I've never seen it.
I've a lot of people that I've talked to have never seen it, never even really heard of it.
I've heard of it, but I've never seen it.
We watched it on Amazon. I don't know if that was the only platform that was on, but like it is a really damn good show. It's really long, but it is a damn good show. I really enjoyed it. We were really into it. I'm really sad that it's not a thing anymore. I think there is a spinoff or a sequel to it, but we haven't watched it. But I did just recently find out I found out after we planned this episode out and I'd already done my research and everything for it. But I just recently found out that I am of Norse pagan descent. I'm actually related, apparently, to the Ragnar Lothbrok, who is one of the most infamous Vikings there are, that raided England and France and all these places. He's a big deal. So I'm pretty proud of that. I mean, not that because he was a shitty person, because he really, starting out, was not a shitty person.
Yeah.
But it's a pretty cool thought to know that that blood runs in me, as even as thin as it may be, because it's back there, guys. But it's really cool for me. You haven't been able.
It's cool to have that kind of root,
right? No one's been able to tell me shit since I found out, guys. My head grew so big. I told my husband he had no idea that he was married to a badass Viking bitch. Anyway, so we're gonna talk a little bit about Norse pagan Yule, which takes place December 20th through 31st. We're gonna see a lot of correlations between Norse pagan traditions coinciding with Christian beliefs. Yule is the most important of the holidays. I mean, and if you think about it, within Christianity, Christmas is kind of the big shebang. I mean,
right.
We celebrate it a lot more than we do anything else.
Easter,
December 20th, the god Yngvi Freyr rides over the earth on the back of his shining boar, bringing light and love back to the world. This signifies the beginning and end of all things, because this is the shortest period of daylight. After the Christianity influence, the god Balder, then Jesus, was reborn at this festival. There I go with the ums again. Sorry, guys.
The queens of
right.
Classics.
The dead and elves, trolls, and other magical beings are visiting the earth on a wild hunt at this time with their leader Wotan, or Odin.
Okay.
They charge across the sky. Odin charges across the sky on an 8-legged horse named Sleipnir. Sleipnir. There we go. There it is. So let's kind of think about this, and I kind of swing back to it, I think, at some point. But an 8-legged horse named Sleipnir. What does that ring bells? What does that sound like? Santa Claus and his 8 reindeer.
Yeah.
Children, Germanic and Norse, leave their boots out by the hearth on Solstice Eve, filled with hay and sugar for Sleipnir. Odin would leave gifts, signify, and then same with Santa and the reindeer. So it kind of coincides there. Pre-Christian, this is like a pre-Christian midwinter celebration, okay? The name derived from an Old Norse Yule, spelled Hjol, so I'm probably saying it all kind of wrong, but Yule, meaning the wheel of the year at its lowest point, ready to rise again. So this festival is all about rebirth. It kind of reminds me of like a springy theme, but it's a midwinter celebration because you're right there at the bottom of the year and you're ready to rise back up to get ready for spring.
Yeah.
It's, hope and love and all that. It predates Christianity by thousands of years. It's a time for feasting, gifts, more feasting, dancing. It's the most holiest as it marks the return of Balder from the realm of hell, spelled Hel, and loosening winter's grip from the frozen earth. Hold on. Pause for a second, guys. I got to turn the page. I got a lot here. The commencement has no set date, but it's traditionally 12 days. 12 days of Christmas, my true love came to me. It starts on sunset on the winter solstice. In the northern hemisphere, it's on or around December 20th. This Germanic heathen holiday, I love that term heathen.
I love the term heathen.
I love it so much because in the South it means something completely different than what it means here.
Right.
I call my children heathens all the time, but now that I know that I'm a fucking Viking. I'm a motherfucking heathen. But this Germanic heathen holiday was forcibly stolen by early Christian missionaries and became known as the 12 Days of Christmas. The first night was known as the Mother Night, where Frigga and Disir, female ancestral spirits, are honored. Represents the rebirth of the world from the darkness of winter. It is a dusk to dawn vigil to make sure that the sun rises and welcomes her when they welcome the sun when she does rise. This is the time of year where gods and goddesses are closest to Midgard. Deities called Yule beings by the Norse, and Odin called Yulnir, the Yule one, is where Santa was derived. Sorry if there's any children listening. I just busted open Santa. My bad. Sun wheels are burnt as part of the festivities. In this era, in the Germanic heathen era, oaths are sworn on a hollowed boar. It could be like a totem. It's the totem animal of Freyr and Freya. Sorry if y'all hear a cat hollering in the background, guys.
She has caught her beaver toy, she will bring it to us promptly.
Oh, here she is. She's bringing us a present, guys.
Good job.
Good
Thank
job.
you.
You're so sweet. I know. Anyway, this has survived in the Swedish folk custom where a large boar-shaped bread or block of wood that's covered in pigskin is used. And boar cakes are used today by most heathens for Yule oaths. So just it's like a toast, I guess, kind of. Especially meaningful oaths were sworn while drinking on a cup, like the horns, the cups, like like they used horns as cups at the Yule feast. New Year's resolution is a watered down version of this holy Yule oath. Fir or pine trees were brought home and decorated. That is an ancient Germanic custom. It was brought here by the Germanic immigrants. So that's good to know. Yeah. So your Christmas trees, guys, that's a ancient Germanic ritual situation. Yeah. It represents Yggdrasil, the mighty cosmic tree of life. The Yule Log, which is a heathen custom, was supposed to burn all night during the longest night of the year, it signifies the lasting life into the greatest darkness. The ashes are used as protective amulets during the remainder of the year. So once your Yule Log burns out, you still use your ashes and whatnot to protect your home. Oh, I lost my spot. Hold on. Sorry, guys.
Oh, no.
Decorations on the homes and trees were handmade. They're still found in a lot of Sweden where they're handmade and stuff. I mean, we find handmade stuff here for sure. I've definitely been looking at some handmade ornaments on Etsy. We get a family ornament every year to put on our tree that has all the members of our family in it. Just to kind of show, my family is not going to grow any more than it's already grown. We're already 5 people in a dog deep, so I'm done. But we get a new one every year. It's kind of a deal for us. But these are still found in a lot of Sweden. They are related to the ancient Norse mythology, sacred animals of the gods, goats of Thor, who is the god of thunder, which a lot of you guys know. And sadly enough, a lot of you guys only know because of Marvel, but that's fine because I'm here for Marvel. And then a wild boar, Freyr, who is the god of fertility. Symbols that are used today in Christmas tradition: the Yule log, the trees, the wreaths, Santa and the elves, eating ham, mistletoe, stars. They're all part of this whole festival. When the heathens were forcefully converted to Christianity, and I did not mean to put so much emphasis on that. That's just how I read it. But when they were forcibly converted to Christianity, the Christians found it easier to reinterpret their holidays as Christian holidays using similar characters. So, like we've discussed, Odin being Santa and the reindeer from Sleipnir and, things like that.
To make it easier to assimilate.
Right.
Yeah.
The elves being like the ghosts and goblins that are roaming in the wild hunt and all of that. This is done in a lot of the holidays that are celebrated. Easter's the same way. Halloween. This is all, they're all derived from pagan rituals.
Yeah.
It's very interesting to me, the similarities.
Yeah.
But that's neither here nor, I mean, which came first, the chicken or the egg?
Yeah.
But that's pretty much what I've got. I kind of shortened it up. My resource for that is a website that I found. I think it's called The Pagan Journey. I have a printout of it right here, but it doesn't have the website on it, but I'm pretty sure it's called Pagan Journey. We'll definitely link it in the notes. But yeah, that's what I've got. Yule's a pretty big deal. It's one of my favorite traditions, my favorite holidays to really look into and learn about.
Yeah, I didn't know much of anything about it beforehand. And when I started researching my bit, I'm going to talk about like foods and drinks that you can use to celebrate Yule. And when I started researching that, I was learning more because some of the recipes had a little bit of history of like why this is a Yule recipe.
Ooh, I'm excited about that.
So my sources were otherworldlyoracle.com, themodernproper.com. I included a recipe for sunbread and a Yule Log recipe from the pioneer woman Ree Drummond.
Yeah, everybody, we love some Ree down here in the South, guys.
So, first and foremost is hot cocoa.
I just bought a hot cocoa bomb last night. But I'm a basic bitch, and it's a peppermint like a peppermint hot chocolate bomb.
See, I'm not a mint and chocolate person. I think those two things, this might be controversial. Please don't come for me, but I think it is disgusting.
This is one of those things I was talking about, how we're best friends for 20 years and we disagree on a lot. This is one of those things.
Like mint chip ice cream.
Ooh.
Ugh.
Ooh.
Ugh. Nasty.
Peppermint mocha. Peppermint patties. Oh,
nasty. I just can't do it.
If any of you listening want to give me any type of gift at any point throughout the entirety of my life, a big ass bag of York peppermint patties or Andy's mints will get you in my good graces every fucking time.
Like every time you go to Olive Garden and they give you Andy's mints on the table afterwards, and I'm just like,
and then you find the stash by the front door and you grab a handful on the way out the door. Every time I say that, I haven't graced the doorway of an Olive Garden since I was pregnant with, like, I think Gemma.
Oh gosh. All right, so hot cocoa. Like, personally, I love hot chocolate. I'll curl up with a fuzzy blanket in my office with a mug of hot chocolate. Like when we recorded the Strange Tales of Wisconsin episodes, I was in here sipping on a mug of hot chocolate. This is something that you can incorporate as a new Yule tradition in your family, and have a hot cocoa buffet with different toppings like sprinkles. I like a little bit of cinnamon in mine.
Ooh, that is good.
Whipped cream, marshmallows. The possibilities are literally endless.
Have you ever put vanilla extract in it? Just a teeny tiny little drop.
I don't. But I do have some, like, authentic Mexican.
I was literally about to say that. That is the best that one can buy.
Yeah. I've got a big bottle.
I will not buy just generic, everyday, normal vanilla extract.
There's a kitten in here doing the most, so if you hear shuffling,
Fighting,
banging, just know. We'll post a picture of her on the Facebook page.
She's the podcat.
She's the podcat. The other one is
cranky.
She's chill, but she's cranky. She does not know why I brought this little one home. Alright, so next is soup. Any kind of soup. Soup of any kind is a great way to celebrate Yule. The possibilities are endless, but personally, I recommend going with a minestrone, an Italian wedding soup, chicken noodle soup, or a creamy tomato soup. I love just a basic tomato soup with a grilled cheese sandwich.
What's your favorite soup? Would it be that?
Oh God, my favorite soup, probably a potato soup.
Ooh.
Something with potatoes in it.
I do like a good potato soup.
Like whenever I was sick, my mom made a corn chowder and it had some potatoes in it.
I've never had chowder of any kind.
It was so good.
Never. So what makes it a chowder?
I have absolutely no idea. I just know that it was really good.
My favorite soup would have to be.
I think it's got heavy cream in it or something.
Oh, got you. My favorite soup would be the zuppa toscana or whatever it is at Olive Garden. It's got the sausage and the spinach and stuff in it.
Yeah,
it's so damn good.
But I am in our show notes linking themodernproper.com, and they have 30 recipes available on that link for just different kinds of soups. So I used to hate soup. I used to be like, I am hungry, not thirsty. Now, if I could eat soup for every meal, I would.
Is that a good way to lose weight, you think? Well, no, because it's like a water weight type. Well,
I have no idea. I just know that
I feel like there was a fad diet at some point. I don't
know at what point. There's a lot of things in I've had a lot of life changes, and I have become a totally different person than I was 5 years ago. Because 5 years ago, if you would have said, girl, you are a soup bitch, I would have been like, no, that's gross.
She would have said, you a dumb bitch.
Right. And here I am, being a soup bitch.
Good soup.
So next is sunwheel bread, and I know you mentioned sunwheel burning earlier. So the winter solstice is the shortest day and the longest night of the year, and our ancestors might have found this to be a scary time. And the next day, when they realized that the sun made a triumphant return to the sky, because of this, our Norse and Northern European ancestors celebrated the return of the sun and baked sun bread. It is recommended to give the first slice or piece as an offering to your deities or ancestors, or even to the sun itself. And I will link a recipe for sun bread in the show notes. And I might even try to make this for Yule. It seemed relatively simple. And then lastly, I have Yule Log. So the Yule Log cake is an excellent way to celebrate the winter solstice. The cake's popularity began to rise in France in the 19th century and is traditionally made from, I don't know this word, it's Genoise, and is generally baked in a large, shallow Swiss roll pan, iced, rolled to form a cylinder, and then iced again on the outside and made to look like a log. Some folks put sugary, edible woodland creatures and mushrooms on the cake to decorate it, which just sounds adorable.
Right.
And I am linking a recipe by Ree Drummond in the episode notes. There are many, many different types of foods that you can use to celebrate Yule, and I encourage you to check out my resources for this portion of the episode to discover more, or to see if there is anything that I've talked about or haven't talked about that you would like to make to celebrate Yule, whether you fully celebrate Yule or not, or you just want to tip your hat and be like, I'm going to make this, and just to give it a shot.
We want pictures too. If you guys
Yes.
make these, we want pictures. Show us videos
Yes.
of us of you know, the finished product.
Tag us on Facebook or wherever you post your photo. We would really, if you make anything, please do.
I've got a really cool recipe that we can share for Easter. I made it last year for Easter. So good. Sounds crazy, but it's so good.
Wow. I can't wait to hear about it. Because I don't know any of these. I don't know any, like, recipes and stuff for any of this kind of stuff. I am very ignorant, I guess would be the word, to a lot of, like, pagan holidays, but I'm more than willing to learn and try to, at least, I'd like to incorporate it a little bit more into my daily life and celebrate these happenings in our universe.
Yeah, I was raised. We've said before we're from the Bible Belt.
Yeah.
So I mean, we were both kind of raised with the knowledge of the Christian faith.
Mm-hmm.
You know, we've both at some points in our lives gone to church.
Mm-hmm.
I took it very seriously for a while.
Yeah, I think, because, like, my family, we didn't grow up going to church. Like, my parents didn't really encourage it, but it wasn't, like, frowned upon or anything. It was kind of like if you want to go, we're more than happy to take you. Like, we want you to make that decision for yourself.
That's kind of the way it was with us.
Yeah.
My grandparents were big into Church of God, Pentecostal kind of, we go to church every time the doors are open. My sister would go to church with them on Sundays, you know, a lot of times. And that would be my mom's parents. They went all the time. My grandmother was a very, very religious, very faithful woman. She was, you know, she kept me during the day while my mom would work when I was really small. And every day at my nap time, she and my granddaddy would go into the den and she'd read him the Bible, and, you know, they would have their Bible study every day or whatever. And there would always be prayer at meals. And, you know, it was a big thing for them. My parents, not so much. I know that my parents went to church the day that I was baptized, but other than that, you know, weddings was about all the time that they'd go to an actual church.
Yeah.
I went quite often in high school. I had my group of friends that I stayed with for the most part at that point were, you know, we went to church every time the doors were open. I was very active in the youth group. It was another section of family for me. Yeah. And honestly, you know, outside of the negativity that I may have received there, it was some of the best memories that I have. Yeah. I had a lot of fun, but pagan stuff has always been very interesting to me. I'd never really researched into it until just here the past, I would say probably 5 or so years. Yeah. We don't really incorporate a whole lot of the traditions as of right now into our dailies. And we don't necessarily celebrate pagan holidays in my house. Yeah. But it's definitely something that I try to, just because I want my children to be more well-rounded and to have the knowledge that they need to make a decision on their own of which direction they want to follow. Right. I'm not going to force anything down their throats. Yeah. You know, you do what you want to do and what makes you happy, and I will be happy because you're happy. Yeah, as long as you're happy and not being hurt or anything, right, then if that's the path that you want to lead, then that's the path. I will say I made the statement the other day that I was going to really start researching more into pagan traditions and stuff like that, just to learn, because I feel like it would kind of help me tie into my family tree a little bit more and better understand. And I made the statement of, you know, we were talking about Yule and things like that, and Gemma says, "Mama, if we start doing that, can we still celebrate Christmas?" I said, "Yes, baby. Christmas will still be celebrated. I mean, our families are of the Christian faith. Everybody in our families believes in the Christian faith, and so we do celebrate the Christian holidays, and I enjoy family time together, and I enjoy getting together over some good ass food.
Right. See, that's what a lot of like holidays are for me. Is like, I love putting up a Christmas tree and decorating for Christmas and wrapping presents. I like buying presents. But for the most part, especially over the years, like as my family has shrunk in size significantly, it means more to have that family time at the holidays. Like Thanksgiving, that's just a time to get together and eat with my family and just spend some time. Unfortunately, the last 2 years I have gotten very sick on Thanksgiving, and I'm tired of it. But I still got to be, with my family, and because you never know when you might run out of time. So I cherish.
I'm sorry if that was loud. I had a cat knock over my mic. There was a tussle.
But yeah, so that's, I think, where we are with that. Is we're learning as we're going along this journey. And I think, like, this podcast gives us an opportunity to sit down and read into things that we wouldn't have sat down and read into as much as we have.
And that's what we said going into this podcast that we were excited about. This gives us an opportunity to learn and as well as spread that knowledge.
Yeah.
You guys are listening to this and may not know any of this stuff, and you may also find it just as interesting as we do.
And you may know more than we do, and
that's why we ask you guys to let us know.
Yeah, and you're more than welcome to send us an email, or send us a message on Facebook or what have you.
We're typically pretty responsive to the messages that are sent. I get them on my phone, Facebook, and emails.
I now get the emails on my phone.
So we keep a pretty watchful eye on it. If we don't answer for a day or two, don't stress it. We'll get to you. I promise. If not, same day. I mean, we're pretty responsive, guys. We have gotten a couple emails from a listener, and we're getting some good feedback, so we're really appreciative of that. But we definitely like to hear what you guys have to say. And if you guys can think of stuff that we haven't talked about yet, let us know that stuff that you want to hear. If there's anything specific, or just a general area. If you guys are curious about it, we're willing to do the dirty work and figure it out and let you know what we find out.
Yeah. And I'm really excited about, doing more in 2023.
Oh man.
So I know that 2022 is not over yet, but it's been a shit show, so I'm ready to move on.
It has been a hard year. And I will say to you guys, we talked about coincidences, I think, in the last episode.
Yeah.
And I understand that algorithms are a thing, but like my TikTok algorithm,
mine has become a little bit more educational and historical and weird.
Mine just keeps telling me that big things are about to happen. Like, end of this month, end of December, beginning of the year. Big things are coming.
When
I sent you like 6 videos.
I was going to say, she sent me so many TikToks, and they were all like that. And I was like, I'm not getting anything like this. So nothing's happening for me.
It's got to be this podcast. I don't know what else it would be, man. I really don't. Because, I mean, I'm pretty set in my job. I don't foresee that a promotion of any type is coming, and I don't know that I necessarily even want a promotion because I don't want that extra responsibility.
Ain't nobody got time for that.
But I'm really hoping the big things are going to be happening here, because this right here, this podcast, gives me life, guys. It makes me feel like I have purpose in life.
It's something like...
It gives me an excuse to come hang out with my bestie for a night.
It's something I get excited about. Now, I will say that I am a chronic procrastinator. And so writing episodes is like writing papers for college. It does not get done until it's due.
And we have not ever had a knockdown drag out, but this may be the thing that does it, guys, because I'll be like, we're getting together Saturday and it's Tuesday, and she's like, oh, I haven't written this episode yet, and then come Friday, I'm going to sit down and write this episode today.
And then it did not happen because I had a very big family emergency. So, yeah, that did not occur. So it will be recorded later.
But we appreciate your guys' patience with the audio difficulties we've had in the last in the episode that we had for Wisconsin. It had to be split up into 2 parts, and the audio there wasn't awesome. But we're doing what we can, guys. We're learning as we go. Yeah. We're making do with what we've got. We really appreciate your patience with us.
We're doing our best.
But that's all we got.
All right. Well, just follow us on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, send us an email, wanderersofweird@gmail.com.
Maybe one day we'll get brave enough to have a Snapchat or a TikTok. My face is not that pretty.
I'd be fine with TikTok, but Snapchat, isn't that dead? Does anybody use Snapchat anymore?
We want to know. Do you use Snapchat? I physically do not have Snapchat.
I don't either. I haven't in 2 years. There's people that I just don't want to talk to, and they were on there, so I just deleted it and just deleted that account.
I mean, TikTok. My thing is my face is just not that pretty.
We don't have to have our faces on there.
I mean, true.
I can work a magic of some sort and figure out something that might be interesting.
But TikToks might be fun when we get together on outings and stuff like that.
Yeah.
You guys can see how crazy we really are when it's just the 2 of us together.
Right.
It really is a good time, guys. We've literally said our entire friendship that we really should have cameras that follow us around because we're fucking funny.
And we only get into shit that only we would get into.
Oh, for sure. For sure. Ghost hunting activities. We
use that term very loosely.
Those have been some of the most fun times that we've had,
and also most terrifying.
Right? Yes. And then just our random trips to Target, having a great time.
The Taylor Swift Target.
In case you guys don't know, there's a Target in West Nashville that it is said that Taylor Swift would frequent.
Oh, it was part of the Midnights. There was a Midnights clock there where people were trying to get free tickets. It was the thing. Because it is officially the Taylor Swift Target.
I am not a T-Swizzle fan.
I wasn't always. And because my partner's, Danny's brother, asked what I wanted for Christmas. He was like, anything off the Taylor Swift website. And he was like, I just didn't think that she would be into that. And Danny said, she's just as shocked as you are.
Yeah. Growing up, this girl only listened to metal, rock. I mean, and there was the times of us on fair rides singing Beastie Boys Fight for Your Right to Party. I mean, her famous saying was, you can't spell crap without rap.
Yeah.
I mean, Hollywood Undead, Avenged Sevenfold, that was her shit. And now it's Taylor Swift.
There's some Cardi B in there.
Oh, God.
Megan Thee Stallion. I love Megan Thee Stallion.
See, whereas my taste in music just really did not change.
Mine has just expanded, I think.
Well, mine expanded, but it went from country.
I went from being a music snob to
let's
being
listen to all the shit.
Yeah, and
I'm real big on now. I go through my phases of folksy country, and then it's
Americana.
Yeah, that's what I think. That's really what I mean. But Tyler Childers.
Yeah.
People like that. Morgan Wade. Oh my God, I love her. But also I'll get into Fleetwood Mac. I was totally born in the wrong era. Yeah. Fleetwood Mac, the older rock stuff, the that stuff, I love it. Also, and I've been on this kick for a long, long time, Spotify totally outed me on this one with my Unwrapped. Greta Van Fleet. Greta Van Fleet.
See, I'm of the mindset if I wanted to listen to that, I'd just listen to Led Zeppelin.
True, but like, I love Greta Van Fleet.
I'm sure it's different, and I know that the people who like Greta Van Fleet love Greta Van Fleet. So I'm not trying to get anybody to come for me.
Don't come at me.
Don't come at me, please.
Dude, listen, we're in this together because I'm here for the Greta Van Fleet all the time.
I just haven't listened to it, and maybe that's my problem. I just need to try it. I need to try new things. See, that's how I even got into Taylor Swift in the first place.
She did not try that because of my persuasion, I promise.
No. So, it just was a natural progression. It started at 1989 because way back, I saw Taylor Swift on, I was probably like Austin City Limits or something, and she was doing something with Def Leppard, and she didn't know the words, like the proper words to the song, and I was hated. And so
I would have never given her a second look. Like, that would have been it for me.
Didn't for years. I was like, she didn't even get it right. And like,
was it that, or was it when CMT did Crossroads?
It might have been that.
That was my shit.
But yeah, so it was that like spurned hatred for Taylor Swift. Like, it wasn't because everybody else hated her, and because like by the time like 2016 happened and it was like cool to hate Taylor Swift, I was already like, she's not that bad.
Now listen, like, okay, so I sit here and I express my hatred for Taylor, but like
Plus,
I can listen to her.
Fucking gorgeous.
I can listen. I can't. Like, if Brittany and I are in the car together, she puts on Taylor Swift, I'm not going to say a damn word. And I may sing along to some of her older shit because it is kind of catchy.
See, I don't know the older shit. You know why? Because in this house, we only listen to Taylor's version.
Well, she just put her finger down on the table. You guys couldn't see that. That was very putting her foot down on that one. But yeah,
on that note, this took
a turn. See, we are due for an episode real soon where it's just us talking shit, right? And with nowhere to go.
But
all right, guys. Anyway. Well, we appreciate you. We hope you've enjoyed it. Let us know.
Let us know what you think.
Share us out on the socials.
Yeah.
Let everybody else know that you think we're awesome.
Tell your friends. Tell your grandma. Show her how to work Spotify.
Tell her not to listen to episode 2, though, unless she's a freaky grandma.
I don't know. She might be into it.
I mean, she might know what some of those things are.
She might have been there.
All right. All right. Thanks, guys.
Bye.
Bye.